So I have a question for anybody out there. Do you have a book where you write down the gas prices, the date, how much you paid, gallons, blah, blah, blah? I've been doing this since like when I was back in New York, right? I've been doing this since way back in when I was in New York, right? Right here's December. Just go the price, the date, amount you paid, gallons, and at the end of the month, you total everything up, right? And then you take like a separate sheet of paper, right? You take like a separate sheet of paper, and you write it all down on a separate sheet of paper, like how much you paid, blah blah blah. Right? Here's November. I did the same, right? Here's the prices, the price of the gas. The date, right? How much I paid in the gallons. I added all of these up, and then on a separate sheet of paper, I added all of them up, right? And then I keep this stuff with me, right? And then here, right, October, right here's October, the price, the date, how much I paid, gallons, blah blah blah. September, right? September. August, right? August, July. I have my other book someplace else where I got like another book someplace else in my midst of. But anyway, yeah. Does anybody out there, right? You have like a like a gas. You have a gas book, right? Like a gas book, right? I always like to fill up when it reaches I always like to fill up when it reaches 3/4 of a gallon. 3/4 of a gallon, right? I always fill up when it reaches 3/4, right? I have a gas book, right? It says gas book, fill, blah blah blah. I have my other book. Somewhere over here, over here. Is this it? No, that's not it. Here's my old gas book. All right, here's my old gas book. So this is July, right? That's July. So I started like November 2022 or some shit, right? 2022, right? November, December, February, March, I got milk, whatever, April, May, this is all of 21 and 21, right? The date, the June, price, all that stuff, July, August, $4, right? Look at that, $5, right? Look at $5 right there. Holy shit, right? Four something. This is out in Red Oaks Mill, right? Four something, Red Oaks Mill, Valero, out somewhere, I don't know where. And then it got down to 3 something, right? So this is like my old gas book, right? October, November, 3 something, right? Like 379, right? Over here. January, 3 something. 23, right? January 2023, right? 23, right? January 2023. February. March, April, end of April, it's towards the end of April is when I came down here, end of April, right? May, 3 something, June, right? July is in my other book right here. So yeah, this is my old book, right? July, right here, July, August, right? Still 3 something. I saw too something the other day. September, October 3 something. November, 295, right? November, 295, 295 right there. 295, 299, 299. December, right? December. This is over a million. 299, 299, 297, 99, 89, 89, 89. Right? So, yeah, I have a gas book. And then at the end of every month, I total everything up. And on a separate sheet of paper, right, on a separate sheet of paper, I write down how much I spent each month in gas. Does anybody do that, right? Like, you know, you take like a calculator, add everything up, right, blah, 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 and then you write down on a separate sheet of paper how much you spent in gas each month, so that you can keep track, right? You take a calculator, blah, 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 you add everything up, and, you know, this is December, November, right? November, 297, 97, 89, you know. So, yeah. I'm just wondering, does anybody out there do this kind of thing where you add everything, you take the date, like, let's say November 9th, pay 297, right? Let's see, October, around the 319, around the 30th, $10, you know, blah, blah. You know, you add everything up, right? You add everything up, and then on a separate sheet of paper, you total everything up, right? Like, for example, right, you have like January, February, March, you know, for the whole month of the year, right? January, you spent blah, blah, blah. February, you spent blah, blah, blah. March, you spent blah, blah, blah. April, you spent blah, blah, blah. May, you spent blah, blah, blah. June, you spent blah, blah, blah. July, you spent blah, blah, blah. August, you spent blah, blah, blah. September, you know. So, you know, like you write down, like, you know, for the whole entire month, let's say in March. Oh, the month of March, for the whole month of March, you spent maybe, I don't know, $300+ in gas, right? Maybe in April, let's say April, like the whole month of April, you spent maybe, I don't know, maybe $400 in gas. Who knows, right? So I'm just kind of wondering, you know, so do you do this kind of thing, right? Do you write down everything, you know, in your book, right? You write down everything in your in your gas book, right? I do this every month, right? You know, in July, I wrote down on a separate sheet of paper, blah, 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 how much I spent. August, you know, I total everything up. At the end of every month, I total everything up. And then on a separate sheet of paper, I write down, let's say, July, I spent this month. August, I spent this much. September, I spent that much. October, I spent, you know, shit like that. Like, let's say July, I spent maybe $300. Let's say August, I spent maybe $310. You know, shit like that. You know, you have like a January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. You know, so do you people write down each and every, at the end of every month? Do you write down how much you spent in gas each and every month? Right, you have like maybe January, you spent maybe, I don't know, blah, blah, blah. February, you spent blah, 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 right? So, you know, I like to do this each and every month, right? August, I spent blah, blah, blah. September, I spent blah, 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 right? October, I spent blah, blah, blah. November, I spent blah, blah, blah. December, not too much. All right, 12-1, 12-4, 5, 12, 19, 22, 27, you know, I probably didn't go out driving that much. So, right, the 5th, the 12th, the 19th, right, you know, so I probably didn't spend, you know, too much. This is probably maybe like $90, right? I'm just guessing right here, you know, maybe like $90 right there. I don't know. But I'm just kind of wondering, do you people go out there and spend or not spend, but you take a gas book, right? You get like one of these books, right? You get one of these books, right? Like a fucking Wexford, whatever, blah blah blah, and you name it. Oh, the composition book, and you write on here. This is gonna be my gas book. This is gonna be my gas book, right? You write everything down in your gas book, right? You write everything down, and then at the end of every month, you total everything up. And like, oh, in January I spent this much. Oh, in February I spent that much. Shit like that. So, do you people out there do this kind of stuff? Do you people out there not spend, but like you write down how much you spent? Like, oh, July 6th. Oh, I paid maybe, I don't know, $40. Maybe July 30th, I spent maybe 50. And then at the end of every month, right? At the end of every month, you total everything up, right? You total everything up. Let's say maybe say in July you spent maybe, I don't know, maybe between $300 and $500, right? Between $300 and $500, right? Maybe August, maybe you'll spend maybe $400. Shit like that. I do this every fucking month. I do this every fucking month. Yeah.